Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at the 2 to 8 player game Cover Your Kingdom by Grandpa Beck Games. Let's go down to the table. I'll give you a general overview of the rules, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is going to be the setup of the game Cover Your Kingdom. And you're going to pick one of these different player mats to start the game, and they have little statements on them, and there's a different version of the game you can play later on. I'm not going to explain that one. I'm just going to do the basic game, and they have little funny sentences on them, but in general the boards are the same. And you're going to pick a board, then you're going to give this crown to whoever smells the nicest, and they will be the first player, and you're going to deal out 6 cards. Now when you're looking at these cards, there's a couple different types that you can have here. Let me see and get them out. You can have highland, lowland, and free creatures. Highland creatures, which I'll show you in a second, can only go in the mountain regions. Lowland creatures can only go in the lowland area, but free creatures can go in either space. So let me give you a couple examples of those. So here's an example of a highland creature. You notice it has a picture of the mountain. So this one can only live in the mountain. The free creatures, which are just very confused creatures, have the symbol of both the highland and the lowland, and they can live either place. And some, like this leprechaun and the ent, can only live in the lowland, like the symbol on here. So after you've done all this, you're going to go ahead and start your turns. And what you're going to do on your turn is you must always take at least one action each turn. You may also take a second action if you choose to. You may take 2 different actions or repeat the same action twice. There are 5 different actions you can take. So you can take up to 2 different actions. You can form a clan, attempt to recruit a clan, add a creature to a clan, or deploy a free creature, or discard, then draw. So when you form a clan, you have to have 2 matching cards. So I could set down these pixies. Now the other thing you can do, which I didn't have a magical creature in my hand, but oh yeah, it's right here. So there's 2 different ones. There's going to be the Cerber Russell Terrier, and then there's going to be a Hydra, and they're both super magical creatures. And you can actually pair these guys like a sort of wild card with one of these to be able to place them. So I can now this guy can be placed in the highland or lowland, and I place them down here, and they're going to alternate. So the next stack will go like this. And what you have to be aware of, one of the biggest parts of the game, which we're going to get into that in a second, is that the top card of either of these stacks is always vulnerable. So the points are going to be on here, and the more valuable cards, like this card right here, the more dangerous it is to have on the top of your stack. So you're going to want to think about covering it. And like I said, you can take up to 2 actions. So technically, if you can, you can place up to 2 clans. So they have to be matching, and you can protect one of the ones underneath as best you can. Depending on the player count, it might still get uncovered. Now, one thing I will mention is I was talking about these wild creatures on here, or the super magical ones. They can't be paired together to make a clan. So keep that in mind. They can be used for a lot of different things. So I don't know, other than points wise, they're super valuable to have, which you'll see in a second. You can't form your initial clan with more than 2 creatures. You're starting of forming your clan has to be 2 and no more. You can't take, after you form a clan, you can't take your attempt to recruit, add a creature to your clan, or employ a free creature card after you've formed a clan. So once you've done that, you're limited to discard and draw as an action. So you can, and you don't have to do form a clan on your first action, so you can always skip it and then go back to it and form the clan after you do something. So the next thing you can do is recruit a clan. So you can look at your opponents and say, wow, I would really like those piggies. So what you're going to do that is you're going to reveal a card that matches the thing you're trying. So if I'm trying to take the pixies, I can put down a wild card and say it matches, and then the opponent can defend with another match or a wild card, and you keep going until one of the players gives up, and then you get all the cards and they go onto your stack, or all the cards go on this stack. So you can get a lot of points this way, which is pretty neat. The next thing you can do is you can add a creature to your clan. So you can add a matching creature to your clan of one of your top clans. You can't add more than one creature to your clan, and you can't add a wild creature to a clan using this action. So I couldn't, if I had this here, I'd have to add a pixie, I guess. I couldn't add the Jack Russell Terrier onto, or the Cerber Russell Terrier on top of that. The other thing you can do is employ a free creature, and those guys have special powers. So let's see if we find one in here. All right, so these guys have different powers, and when you discard cards, they're going to go to the right, and you can actually get from this discard pile, but the free creatures that have abilities go off to the discard pile on the left, and you can't do anything with them after they're played. This one here, if you play Wizard, move a clan from the top to the from top to bottom, or bottom to the top of the stack. So you can have a big stack here, and you can protect a very valuable clan by putting them down on the bottom, or vice versa. So that is cool to do, and there's only so many of these guys. There's, I think, 5 different ones, so there's not a ton of them. So you'll want to play these sparingly. The next thing you can do is you can discard, then draw. Okay, so with this one, with discard and draw, if you can't take any other action, you have to discard and draw. So you have to at least do something during your turn. And this is the one that if you don't do anything else, you are required to do. You must discard a creature before you draw and replace it. So you're going to discard your cards and you can draw cards. You can't discard wild or free creatures, which I don't know why you would want to discard either of those too much. And you can't draw creatures from either of the 2 discard piles. So you have to get them from the draw pile. Alright, so the game will continue until the last creature is placed. And what you're going to do is, after that's done, you're going to add up the point value of all the cards that are in your kingdom. So like this will be a 15, 5, and then whoever has the highest number of points wins the game. So that was a super brief overview of Cover Your Kingdom. Go back to table here and I'll tell you my thoughts on the game. So yeah, Cover Your Kingdom by Grandpa Beck Games is another one of their very fun card games. There is high player interaction with the game, where you're going to potentially try to take sets from each other, and you're going to have to worry about other players taking your valuable sets that are on top of your stacks. So this is a game that is another one that is very easy to teach. It's great for playing with family and friends. So if you're looking for a game like that, I would highly recommend Cover Your Kingdom.